This Web3 cloud company is looking to challenge AWS and Google and already has $3 million in annual revenue from its customers. And they've got $14 million worth of business that's due at the end of this year. The team is fully doxed and they currently have over 100 million files that are uploaded to their cloud on a daily basis. The project looks to onboard hardware providers for this cloud network and is giving us the opportunity to run a node and earn 20% of the tokens for doing so. There's currently a sale on this node with a 20% discount, meaning that you can grab one for $528. You'll want to hurry though, as this offer is only valid for a week and with my discount code. And make sure you stay till the end of the video, because alongside showing you how to purchase one of these nodes, I'll have an exclusive interview with the head of marketing for the project, who gives us some more insights into the project and its customers. In this video, I'll go over what ICN is and what it's trying to achieve, including the team and the tokenomics. I'll then talk about the nodes, what their function is. I'll show you how to purchase one of these nodes. And then lastly, I'll finish with an interview with a member of the ICN team. I'll have all the timestamps on the screen so that you can skip to the parts that interest you. But let's jump into this value-packed video. Right, let's jump into the Impossible Cloud Network website so we can learn more about this project. And as we can see from the network, it's hoping to be the future of a decentralized cloud platform. Now we can have a look at some of the largest cloud companies in the world: AWS, Azure, Google Cloud. Now all of these are examples of centralized cloud computing infrastructures. And you can see their revenue in 2020 was around 130 billion, and it's a lot higher right now. And the Web3 space does have its competitors. So you've got examples like Flux. They are also a people-powered cloud network where users can put forward their own computers, and this is going to be competing with those that we saw on the page before. An Impossible Cloud Network is trying to revolutionize that by bringing together the entire ecosystem. And as you can see from the ecosystem here, this is a fully complete project. So they have the ability for people to onboard hardware and become hardware providers. And they've got the ability to come on board as service providers, building applications on the cloud that are going to be available to customers. And this in the middle, the SLA oracles, this is another function of the project which allows people like me and you to get involved. And these are the nodes that we'll be talking about much later on in the video. And the benefits of a decentralized cloud network are obvious. Because the network is decentralized, it's not relying on one individual service provider, it's going to have better consistency, speed, and it's going to be able to meet the modern day demands. And the biggest thing is cost efficiency and scalability. If you've got thousands of computers spread around the world, it's going to be a lot cheaper than having a cloud computing server. In fact, in some regards, it could even be 10 times cheaper. And as mentioned, ICN is looking to complete all of the elements required for a robust cloud network. And so hardware providers can actually submit the availability of the hardware that they've got. Now, it's going to be a benchmarking, and the higher your hardware level is, the more you'll earn. And then they've also got a platform for service providers to build innovative cloud products. These are the products that they're going to be able to sell on to the customers on the network. And then they've of course got the SLA Oracle nodes. These are the nodes in the network that are going to be monitoring the service level agreements between the service providers and the hardware providers and ensuring the efficient running of the system. Now, the awesome thing about this project is that it has a fully doxed team. You can find the co-founders on LinkedIn and on X. And in fact, as a team, they've got over 67 staff members, 5 investors, and over 20 partners. And as we'll know later on in the video, we get to interview one of the team members of ICN so we can learn more about this project. So make sure you stay till that, because there's going to be a little bit of alpha in that interview later on in the video. We're right at the beginning of this project as they are in testnet and they're launching their controlled node launch. So it's an awesome time to get involved. And you can see a bunch of the partners that they've got. And you may recognize IoTex, for example, Fogworks that we've highlighted before Accurast, which is the mobile compute company, and maybe thier and some of the others on this list. They have a bunch of partners that they already work with in their cloud infrastructure. And they actually received over $17 million of funding from Web3 and Web2 companies, which shows that this is a company that has a lot of investment behind it, and we see the potential in this cloud infrastructure. And if we have a look at the tokenomics for this project, you can see that 20% of the tokens have been actually put aside for these Oracle nodes. In fact, why don't we go and take a look at these Oracle nodes and what their function is. The Oracle nodes are responsible for ensuring that the network is up to speed. So it audits parameters like the hardware capacity and the geolocation of the hardware providers. And it also tracks some of the different indicators like service availability. These nodes that we have an option to purchase ensure the uptime, data integrity, and the seamless operation of the network. So they're super crucial, and that's why 20% of the token allocation is going towards the node holders. And the way that the node rewards work is that 5% are unlocked immediately on the day of token generation, and then the remainder of the tokens are released over the course of 48 months. So this is definitely something to bear in mind if you're interested in operating one of these nodes. And you can see here on a yearly basis how much of those nodes will be unlocked and what percentage. Running the nodes are super easy. They don't have a high hardware specification. All you have to do is purchase the node, download the software, install it, connect it to your license, and then you can start running that node. And if you don't want to run the node yourself, you can actually delegate it to a node as a service provider. I'll put a link in the description to NodeOps, which is the company that I normally use for these types of products. And you can see that it's a tiered approach. We are still quite early in the node sale. We're currently only on tier 2 with a cost of 0.172 ETH. Of course, as the tiers sell out, so will the price of the nodes increase. And it's expected that within the first year, you'll get 52% of the rewards, and then the rest is going to be slowly released over the course of the remaining years. And as mentioned at the beginning of the video, there is currently an offer that's going to give you 20% of a discount if you use my code PassiveCrypto. But you'll need to hurry because this offer is only valid for this Christmas week. Right, before we get to that exclusive interview with a member of the ICN network, let me show you how you can purchase one of these nodes. So step 1 is going to be to click the link in the description. This is going to take you to the node sale page. Purchases are in the Arbitrum or the base chain in wrapped ether. As you can see, that tier 2 is currently available. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to connect our wallet. So now that we're signed in and we're on the Arbitrum network, you can see that with the discount of 20%, you'll only be paying 0.1376 wrapped ether. Now you don't need a KYC unless you're purchasing more than 3 wrapped ether. So if you're spending more than $10,000, you'll have to KYC. If you're not, you don't have to do that. But like I said, this 20% discount, just use the code PassiveCrypto. It should already be applied. Let me show you how you can get wrapped ether if you only have Ethereum in your wallet. So I go to my wallet. I'm going to click swap. I'll choose the Ethereum that I've got. I'll choose the amount that I need to buy with. It's roughly going to come to about $529. And then I'm going to choose the token. Of course, you've got to make sure you have a little bit extra Ethereum in the wallet for the gas fees. And let's go ahead and swap that. And now you can see we have enough in the wallet. I'll click approve. So after you've clicked approve, you'll then be able to purchase. So let's go ahead and do that. And as you can see, I'm paying the cheaper amount of 0.137. And as you can see here, US is one of the countries that usually doesn't allow you to purchase nodes. You can get around this by getting a Palau ID and a VPN. If you don't know what a Palau ID is, then it gives you an identification card for the Republic of Palau, and you'll be owning one alongside the founder of Ethereum. If you purchase a lot of nodes, it just makes a lot of sense to have one of these. So after you click agree, you can confirm the node purchase. And as you can see, that's cost me roughly $530. And as you can see, I've now purchased a node. I'll do a follow-up video once these nodes can be deployed, and I'll show you exactly how you can do that. Right, let's get to this interview with Sarah, who's from the ICN project. Okay, so just want to thank you, Sarah, for joining us on the Passive Crypto Mining channel. Why don't you tell us about what your role is at ICN?
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for having me here. It's a pleasure to share more details about our projects. Very excited to explain you everything that we are doing in this space. I'm working at ICN for 8 months now, since the beginning of launching this new Web3 project. And my role is Web3 marketing executive. So I'm leading everything when it comes to marketing, partnerships, and strategy.
Fantastic. And we've had some awesome conversations about ICN. So for the audience out there, in a nutshell, could you break down very simply what ICN is? What is it that they're trying to achieve?
Absolutely. So what we are trying to build, and we are about to release next year, is this protocol slash platform that aims to bring together different hardware providers, meaning data centers across the globe, with different service providers. That means traditional companies that offer cloud and storage solutions to business and enterprise clients. And then in the middle of these two layers, very important but yet very centralized, as we all know, we have our SLA Oracle nodes. And this is where our node cell comes in. So that pretty much every node operator will be in charge of validate, ensure, manage, and check every transaction between the two providers. And then, of course, there's going to be an incentivization plan and system. And ultimately, this is what the protocol is going to do. And of course, right now, we are very much focused on cloud and storage, but we have plans to expand our protocol and just go after, GPU computing, and even collaborate with other deepin projects out there to make sure that we can expand our entire protocol. And then over the years, we can run more tasks and more executions on our nodes.
Awesome. And I know that AWS, of course, is like one of the biggest cloud computes at the moment, but of course, they're very centralized. So in the video, we talked about the nodes. Can you tell us a little bit about what their function is and what their potential earnings are going to be like for people if they want to buy them now?
Yeah, 100%. And you touched on a very good point, because actually AWS, we like to say they are our biggest competitors, right? We don't even see other Web2 projects as a competition, because we can always collaborate and check new ideas and potential ways to pursue some synergies. But 100%, like AWS and all these big cloud giants, they are the ones that we are trying to outcompete and to make sure that we show them what is the decentralized cloud future. When it comes to the second part, or the main part of your question, what is all about the node and the income. So pretty much node operators, they can earn ICNT tokens, and we are about to release our token beginning of next year. By the way, we are in conversation with different exchanges. We're only prioritizing exchanges from tier 1 and 2. And this is going to be live very soon. But pretty much they can get ICN tokens from running the SLA Oracle nodes and actively contributing to the network. All the rewards are going to be distributed monthly, on a monthly basis. But just for everyone's reference, 50% of the rewards are going to be available in the first day. And then in the first year, 52% of the rewards are going to be distributed, because as you know, and very well, because probably you have been collaborating with other node projects, we all have this vesting period, right? But we always try to have into consideration the community investment and try to reduce this waiting period.
Fantastic. That's really, really exciting. So one of the things I was reading on the website is your focus on enterprise and trying to attract other businesses. There's no use having a project unless you've got customers and buyers. So have you got any kind of use cases or success stories on businesses that you've been able to get on board?
You are about right. So actually, ICN, we tend to differentiate ourselves from the rest of the Web3 projects out there, because we actually came from a demand-first approach, meaning that our founders, they always had this vision of creating Impossible Cloud Network for, I would say, more than 5 years. But before they take this big step, they decided to create their own cloud service provider company, as I mentioned before. And with that in mind, they were able, to gather really good portfolio of clients, data and real use cases and stories that were able, to make sure that they have what it takes and they have the demand in order to go live and experience the Web3 scenario. So right now we have more than 1,000 enterprise clients on board, contributing to our annual recurring revenue. And in under 1 year, we are probably estimating around 3 million. And then we have also a network of more than 35,000 distributors that has driven rapid adoption within more than 100 million files being uploaded, which showcase a real world utility, right? That Web3 desperately needs. That is to make sure that we all live outside of our own bubble, right? And then we have these real world impacts that is, of course, one of the biggest pillars and crucial things that ICN has to offer to the space.
All sounds super exciting, especially the fact that you've already got some clients on board, and this is the main issue that you're going to have in the space. Okay, let's finish off with the last question. What can we expect for the future? Roadmap, plans? You know, if we get people invested in, and there are some people that are going to be buying nodes on the back of this video, what can we be expecting in the future for ICN?
That's a very good question. So first of all, welcome to the community, right? If you buy a node, we tend to say at ICN that this is not a project for flippers, but long-term holders, because ultimately what we want is for all of our community members to make sure that they run their node and they're actively contributing to the platform, like for the long term, right? And actually we have a very active and informal community in our Discord. So we are always very keen to learn from our community members. When it comes to roadmap, so we have very good, exciting things in store for the upcoming months. So as I mentioned in the beginning of the video, we have our token listing happening beginning of next year. We are targeting between February, like latest March, to make this happen. And we are in conversations with very good exchanges that, of course, we cannot reveal right now, but we know 100% that the community is going to appreciate that. Then right after that, we have our token distribution, because of course we launched our testnet in October. It was running between October to November, and we have this fair drop allocation that we are going to distribute once the token is live. Then of course we have a series of different strategies in place to make sure that our community members are happy, and a lot of good things and exciting things that we want to test it out a little bit, right? Because that's also the beauty of Web3, is that learn by doing and testing new things and see how the audience is going to react. Then around April, May, I would say like mid next year, we have our mainnet launch. And that of course is going to be the biggest event of the year for us. The node holders will actually be able to operate and run their nodes. Of course, our mainnet is going to evolve over time because this is a very complex protocol that we are trying to build. So we are going to add more and more tasking and just continue to develop different phases of the mainnet. This is what we have in store for next year. And then, as I mentioned, still trying to reach to other areas and departments such as GPU, computing, and also making sure that we collaborate with the right partners in the DeepIn ecosystem, but in general in the Web3 ecosystem as well.
Awesome, Sarah. Sounds like a lot is happening with ICN. I want to thank you again for taking the time out to share us info on the project. And yeah, we look forward to hearing more about the progress of ICN. So yeah, thank you so much for giving us your time.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
Right, that's it for this video. I hope you found value in the content that I'm providing here. And if you like this new approach of getting project members to come on screen and answer questions, let me know in the description below. This is something new that I'm trying to get credibility for these projects. And if you like these types of node projects, why not check this one out here? Right, that's it from me. I'll catch you in the next video.